Honestly, dude, I feel like we're gonna get copyrighted for this. Like,
It's the Pulse River Music Festival. Artisans such as myself are going to be acquiring here to the great planet of Oroko, and they'll see, Kit, just how good people like you and I can be. Terry Jones turns off his algoric pad and sets it on his desk, and he rubs his temples. I swear, I'm on the brink of something very big. I just need just a little. I'm telling you, I believe the genome sequencing experiment is going to have results. Human consciousness implanted into animals could shape Oroko forever. She gave you the best thing that ever happened to you, which was little Annabelle Lee. Mm-hmm. And from then on, everything for you changed, right? Like, you saw something else other than that data pad. You saw this little girl, right?
It's my little lug nut.
We find ourselves at the Hex Gate leading in to the Algoric Off-World Station 1. Ba-da-da-da. You enter, first time ever being inside. As you cross, you walk up to Zaccheus. You walk up to the hex where the missing hex and the hex shield is. That acts as the entryway to the city. There is like thousands of drones kind of flying around here. This like buzzing swarm of security. As people walk through, you see they have their data pads and their data packs on their back, and as they cross, it's like red on the outside. Whoop. As soon as they cross, their hard suits disable, and their helmets come down. Their data pads read green, and they are welcomed into the city. It seems like there's no like ID check. Like everything else with the Algoric, they rely completely on the system to protect them. And you have never been able to cross this threshold since you were subopt. And you stop, kind of, I think you stop Kit and Cece. You walk up, there doesn't seem to be any problem. You don't know, but you are being read as visitors to the city, not as like citizens. So you're not banned from the city. Other people are allowed in. But Zaccheus was not. He was banished.
Exiled.
Basically. Yeah.
Yeeted, if you will.
The official term.
Are you guys in your mechs, or did you arrive in the city on foot with your mechs? Like,
are other people in mechs?
There are some. Mostly like you would use cars. There's mechs around, you know.
I think I would come in my mech. Actually, I stole my mech. I'm coming in my mech.
Okay, in that case, then the scene that I was hoping would happen is happening, where Lugnut is holding your little robot hand as you are walking in. And Cece, you walk in right with her, and she's just like talking your ear off, little kid talk. She has walked quite a bit, so she is using her crutch. And Cece, your like ocular implant, since you're very in tune with biology as a coven member, and because it's a large part of your particular tribe, you can see, and like your stolen data pad is reading that she is pretty like significantly sick, and that her algorithm is trending down because of her sickness. And she's just talking to you like it's nothing. It doesn't mean anything to her. You know, it's just how she is. And she crosses, and you see her data pack on her back turn green, just like in the picture. That's actually what you see. Like, you see these big, clean white buildings that are designed to not, like, designed in such a way that it's obvious that an artist did not ever touch this, you know? Like, it is completely min-maxed to be perfect in whatever their idea of what perfect is. And she crosses, and the thing reads her, and she's welcomed back into the city.
Breath of relief.
I know. I think as this happens, Cece also kind of does it like a bubble of relief, I guess, if you will. And she will turn to Zaccheus and privately call him and say, "We are here for festivities, but Perhaps we should take her to a hospital.
Oh, yeah, no, that's stop number one. She's been needing it for a little bit now.
She'll, outside of the comms, turn to Annabelle and say,
Little Belle, perhaps we...
Annabelle.
Little Belle.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's like a nickname. I like that. Usually they call me Lugnut, but I like Little Belle. That makes me sound much more girly. I like it.
Oh!
You are precious. You ring true like a bell. You are a little bell.
Oh, thanks. Should I call you Big Fish? Because you're big and you're fish?
Suppose.
Okay.
Whatever.
Maybe
you
yours is better. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said nothing.
Oh. You may call me whatever you wish, but I do suggest that we make a quick stop at the first aid station.
Do we have to, though? Because, like, look, I've never got to come into the city and see under the shield. It's so cool. Look at all the lights and all the data pads going around. All these people look like they're doing everything so efficiently.
And the hospital visit will also be efficient. We will be in and out, and you can help me pick out a new body.
That's right.
A new bot? What is that? Like a makeover? A robot makeover?
Yes, I need to upgrade.
Oh, very fun. Okay.
and I got tipped by a I kept the big tip, so
Oh, that's right!
tip from Avala. I never sent it back.
Hey,
Oh,
big
very nice.
spender!
We're in the city, baby. Okay. I'm gonna call that a resource, which I will let you spend in a couple of different ways, which we'll talk about for your between missions on the next mission. But yeah, you've definitely collected a resource and a valuable connection.
Yes.
As you guys go, you can see, like, you can hear the thumping in the lights, the distant crowds, like the moving like spotlights going around, and there's like one hex of the shield that's kind of not directly near where you are, but is close, and you can see that there's a stage kind of below it, and that hex is like RGB light changing underneath, and that's right above the Pulse River Music Festival, which has not yet begun. These are like pre-show, openers and stuff like that. The festival's a really long event.
The honey.
The honeys are here. All right, and you guys head to the ER station. Your sister Zaccheus puts a hand on your shoulder and says, "You want to do together?"
Yes, I do.
And she steps across with you. And you see your old data pad, which I think you have like on a strap,
Yeah, pretty much.
Here.
It's like
just like red, failed, objective failed constantly. Like just like little red reminder that you're a terrible algoric. As you cross, the screen flushes. And all of the tasks that you've been failing for decades are just wiped away. And you see your sister like look at you, and then her eyes trail down to your data pad on like the strap of your bag, and she like looks like she's gonna cry.
Oh yeah, so am I.
And a task pops up. Bloop. Visit hospital, appointment set, time, and then bloop. Check-in for festival. Bloop, bloop. Sign forms for living accommodations. She puts a hand on your shoulder. She'd be so proud of you if she was here to know that you'd come back in this city with Lugnut, and you're gonna get her the help she needs.
There's like a rare thing that doesn't happen too often with Zaccheus and Pauline, and that's when they just genuinely share like a loving sibling energy.
Yeah, I think your relationship is almost it's playful antagonistic, but I think sometimes it tends like actual antagonistic.
Because they have butting heads about what they want to do with
totally
Annabelle,
and she is sub-op, but she wants to be like she wants to succeed, you know?
Right.
She wants to live in the Algoric society, and you had everything that she wanted and let it go. And so, like, there's always been this kind of, like...
resentment.
Yeah, resentment, you know? She's never been as good as you, and you had it all, but she's tried so hard, and never quite got there. And so she is actually just not that good at Algoric life, you know? But she wants it. And you are naturally incredibly good at it, but you never wanted it, you know?
Okay.
They both turned to you like, what?
It looks like we're heading to the hospital. We're not going to the festival?
We will eventually. Just we got to make some stops for little Lugnut first.
Oh.
Can I also scan Lugnut?
Oh.
Oh no!
Okay.
I would be in my mech because Ripper 6 is my ride, and so I don't really have any other way.
I think actually this is an interesting moment for Kit as well. Kit has never been to the Shield City. He's been outside of it. You've been outside of it, yeah. But yeah, you've never been inside. And technically, it was a long time ago. But these are the people that you fought against. You know, like they cut 404 down like you were nothing. And now, you know, the opinions of both cultures have changed and they've grown and they've learned about each other, right? And so there's not this tension, but they were violent enemies for a very long time in a very violent war that has since ended, that you took part in. So I think seeing the first time their society behind the shield that the 404 could never breach might mean something to you. I don't know.
Well, I mean, this is my first time to the city. Hopefully there'll be a lot of time left after we go to the hospital to maybe explore a little bit, even if it's not at the festival.
I plan to take her around to see everything.
Yippee!
Okay. I think that'll be a lot of fun. I've never actually been in the city before. I shot at it a lot. Never been in it.
We'll keep that to ourselves.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
I'll be sure to give you the big sats.
All right.
At the center of the city is this huge tower that goes up, and there's a ring light, and that is what projects the center beam that like cascades down to create the dome. And above that is the platform that's hovering. That is like the landing platform that opens and closes for space access. And below that there is kind of a triangle, like the number 4 shaped building. Kind of, if you look at the picture, it's like it's the one right in the middle, and that is the Registry of Health, and it has basically all your hospitals, mental health, everything is all taken care of in that one building, because of course it's the Algoric, so everything has to be as efficient as possible. So everything is next to each other, and you step onto this like platform that opens up from the ground, and there's a little like metal like ringed seating area on a disc. And seats come up, and then like a little table in the middle, and then a little railing around the outside, and it says, "Please remain seated and hold on. Enjoy the Algoric Shield World, and welcome." And then it jetsons, floats towards the building.
I think that as we're like taking all this in and looking around, there's a part of me that's like highlighting different areas of the inside of the dome, and it's like analyzing structure.
Stop it!
Stop that.
I think Kit, there is a moment like when you're doing that where you spot like a couple of what are called tier 1 robots, which are not conscious. So they're like what we would assume a robot, like a Roomba, you know. And these are kinds of robots that still exist, and there are some in the monolith that aren't used. They're decommissioned, but here they're still being used. Where after the pulse, the event that made you all wake up, these were not sophisticated enough to house whatever it is that became your consciousness. And those are still around. And it's kind of like... I feel like Kit would be like... I don't know. I don't know how he would feel about that, but the 404 fucking hates that. They hate that there are still robots.
There is still a servitude.
Yeah, that there's still a class of robot that is considered not sentient enough to be considered 404, you know? And I think on Monolith, these are given, like, there's like a giant, like, cold storehouse where they're placed. The 404 put them to be like, we're awaiting their pulse, kind of. But it's really, like,
trying to figure
it's been so long now that it's just not going to happen. Like, they don't think that. Like, I think that the consensus is they are not complex enough to house consciousness. But out of respect for the possibility, the 404 doesn't use machines, right?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
A philosophical...
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, so they're basically dead then.
Yeah. Well,
if you keep them in cold storage indefinitely.
Yeah. Which I think there's probably people now, you know, now that it's been so long that are saying the same thing. And also the use of drones has become okay among the 404.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's considered, like, a lot of them are like, oh, well, that's part of you, you know, it's an extension of you, and it's so, like, the personness of a machine is a very challenging conversation for the 404, but they try to approach it so black and white, like, well, they are awake or they are not. They woke up during the pulse or they did not. And the humans are like, well, they're just, like, it's a toaster, come on, you know. Which is still a point of tension between them, yeah. And you see a lot of those down there.
Then does that mean, do I not see a lot of other 404? Are there just no
There
other 404?
are, but most of them look very touristy. Like, they don't live here necessarily.
Got, like, Nikons on lanyards on
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of 404 here for the Pulse River Music Festival. There are some that might live here, but it's kind of, like, not super common. It's not uncommon, but it's clear that it's mostly human here.
Okay, I take like a half a second to just register the sort of non-sentient robotic life here, and then I kind of stuff that down for now, and then, like,
Oh, you know, I should get Mozart something while I'm here. After. Let's go.
You guys fly up to the big circle in the middle of the building, and it opens up, and it lands, and there's already a doctor standing there with a data pad. It says, welcome, Annabelle Lee. Well, your room has been prepared this way. If you'll just follow us, please. And then as they're walking, there are two nurses at the front and back of her, who are already, like, scanning her and running blood tests through scans behind her. And you see they're attached to the top right and left of the hallway. There are two drone that are attached to rails on the ceiling that are like doing, like, CT scans as they walk and stuff.
Wow.
Like, no time is wasted.
Oh, yeah.
And you walk down this hall, and Zaccheus, it's been how long since you've been here? I think we said 15, 20 years?
Something like that. Yeah.
You're walking down this hall, your daughter's in front of you, she's being tended to as she walks by these doctors, all of whom have, you know, algoric school systems are, like, you know, from basically your age, like 2 years old on, are, like, the best of the best of the best. And they're walking you down, and you realize that the ward you're in, that the platform has brought you and your companions to, is the exact same ward where you last saw your wife. And I think Zaccheus has a moment where he realizes that whatever she had is probably what Annabelle has. The door opens into a garden. When you come inside, there's bird sound, and there's a little creek that does a semicircle, and then there's plants, monstera climbing up the walls, leaning down, and there's this big, like, really comfy looking bed and like a console next to it. And all around you can see that the plants are all actually sensors, that they are designed to look like nature.
That's so cool.
But they like hang over the bed and like scan downward. And as nice as it is for you two, I think Zaccheus, you can see through the facade. This is designed this way because it is considered the most comfortable, right? The widest array of people feel at ease in this kind of spa-like environment, which is the only reason it looks like this, right? Because it is optimal. And she goes, wow, look! And she walks over to like a little lily pad and presses it down, and it like, bloop, and like lights beam across it. The synthetic machine of it kind of revealed a little bit. Bloop, bloop.
I think I would go over to the doctor, and I'm
You're the father, right?
Yes.
Zaccheus. It's a pleasure to meet you. I've heard a lot about you.
Thank
Welcome back.
you.
Our initial scans are telling us that it is going to be a long process. We have a long road ahead of us, and I think we're going to be seeing quite a lot of each other.
Okay.
If you like, I can show you to the comfort room for parental figures. Or we can have and he taps his data pad and a little chair pops up beside her.
Perfect.
I think it's best that she, it seems like she's had some excitement today. So we're gonna give her a chance to calm down, let the scans, and he kind of motions to the plants around, let them work, and we'll come back, we'll read the data and see where to go from there and begin our care program.
Okay. All right.
Is there anything I can do for you?
Water.
I can do that. And he heads out of the room, leaving you there. You guys see like a little like a vine comes down and like clearly scanning over her brain, and then does like a little tickle on her nose, and she's like, "Oh, wow!"
I wonder what test that is.
It's a little tickle test.
Is your nose ticklish?
Are you
Registered.
cutie patootie detected?
she doesn't laugh, and it just goes.
2319.
Zaccheus, the thing the doctor tells you you're going to be here a long time. And you actually think that they probably already knew that based off the data that got fed back to them when you got your passport. They knew most. It seems like they're confirming what they knew was already wrong with her, or what illness she has, and they have already given you accommodations here in the city to stay nearby. Like that was what you were reading, right? Like they weren't. It wasn't out of charity. It was literally like they knew this was going to happen already. The algorithm already predicted that this is what would need to happen.
Well, you want anything to eat, kiddo? Drink, some juice, cheese sticks.
Cheese sticks? I love cheese sticks. Can I have a cheese stick? Why is everybody so weird?
I don't know. They just want to take a look at your sweet pea. They're just figuring stuff out.
You know the worst thing about being all sick and stuff is that everybody acts like you're like this big fragile thing, and that they have to be all nice to you and sensitive around you, but really you just want them to be normal. That would be great.
Come here.
She gets up and hugs you.
I'm sorry. Give her a kiss on the forehead.
I don't like when you're all sad and stuff. You went to space like today.
Yeah.
Like an hour ago.
That was like 2 hours ago.
Yeah, you guys spend some time here, I think, helping her accumulate.
Yeah. No, you first.
It'll be quick. I would gesture to Seasea as Zaccheus is hugging Lugnut. I I come in on the side
Yeah.
for a big hug.
Oh.
As you are entombed by metal.
Why are you doing this?
I message specifically to Cece.
Sometimes the fleshy folk need this sort of thing.
I am
It
not
helps them.
Auntie,
You're
why did
hugging
you
me
call?
and
What?
I'm hugging them.
Oh.
A big,
I'm
massive
gesturing
group
for
hug.
you to come in for
Oh.
on the other side for a big group hug.
Yes.
Lugnut in the middle of everyone kind of scooches close to Zaccheus, and she whispers, "Pop, why does she call you her blood brother? Like you've been forged in blood and battle? What does she mean when she says that?"
Well,
Do you want me to
that's
play the record?
I actually recorded the whole thing. I did delete the part where I died.
It's weird how that happened. That the data got corrupted.
there's some bad people up there that tried to hurt me and our friends, and we didn't let them. And I got a
Cool.
little-
Did you kick their ass? I mean, their butt?
That's right. We
Hell
did
yeah,
kick their
Daddy.
butt. And
Hell yeah.
it was because your auntie Cece that we made it back here. And because I don't know.
And I was also there.
You definitely saved our ass today. They saved our butts today.
Our butts.
And we wouldn't be here without you either. So,
Oh, I tightened the screws on my arm for a tighter hug. And then I changed the face on my Brasa collar to look like Zaccheus' face. Like, you love your dad, so I thought maybe another picture.
No, I don't think I like that.
It was just like right here. It's just like stretched out like a PS2 graphic.
Well, you know what? It's starting to be funny. I actually do think I like it.
that's deeply disturbing to me.
Can you do anybody?
Yeah,
Wait, do
pretty much,
me,
but-
do me. Look at that.
Zaccheus,
Allow this visage of your daughter to calm your heart.
Oh my.
Oh my gosh. I'm supposed to be calming her down.
Sorry.
Like, disengage.
Disengage. Deactivate.
Disengage hug protocol.
DC will look at the doctor. Okay. Kind of like one-on-one in hushed tones while this is going on.
Yeah, allowed to leave.
Of course. Yeah. She can come and go. She's going to have to come here at least maybe 4 to 5 hours a day for her treatments. That's assuming we haven't finished running all of our tests, but it is going to be an intensive process. And if I'm being perfectly frank, a rather expensive one. There is going to be some prosthesis and some cloning that will need to be done. So we're going to have to get access to her genetic code. Basically, and I'm not supposed to say this, but the problem is a relationship between her consciousness and her body. And the disease, we're still studying this, it's a very new paracausal disease. But the issue is when she has her consciousness rejects her body, and the best way we found so far to stem this off is to offer her essentially swaps. Parts of her body that her consciousness no longer accepts can be replaced with cloned visages. This lasts sometimes decades. But it's still very cutting edge science. This is still stuff that's being studied and understood. It's a existing disease from ancient times, and we just didn't know what it was until we had the technology.
May I read a situation?
When he says decades, there is a very loud subtext that says sometimes last decades, meaning can be up to decades. Probably not.
Yes. Can I read a situation to see if this guy is trustworthy? Not that I think he's lying to us, but because I need to ask him a question.
Sure.
He is the nicest person we've met
That's true.
in 3 episodes.
The nicest
I
person
was
we've
telling
met
Quinn
that
during the
isn't
break
us.
that every NPC that I've introduced so far has betrayed you guys.
Trying to kill us.
I think Tank is a good man, and I will die on that hill.
On the last episode, I'm going to do a supercut of every time you've said that you can fix him.
And you're gonna end it with you begging for your life.
Just how I like it.
Oh God! As a 12 on
It's 14, yeah.
14. Okay, this guy is perfectly trustworthy. He's a professional. He's a high tier algoric surgeon, maybe among the best. You'd think that it's probably him here to represent the figurehead, as this there's probably a team that is going to be dedicated to this, and that he might not be actively involved from here on. But he is here to kind of represent the team, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. That the process is complex and that she's going to be having lots of people. But he is making an appearance
She'll
for that reason.
narrow her little fake 404 eyeballs and go,
Can you scan me?
I'm sure we could. We don't typically offer algoric health care to guests.
I don't need treatment. I need answers.
Well, the problem is this is a human-focused facility, and as a 404, your healthcare is a little bit different. Not necessarily my area of expertise. Is there something specific that you're curious? Actually, I'm so sorry. It is very important that I communicate with the father and child.
This isn't about them anymore. This isn't about them.
He looks over at you I just want to make it clear that you are if you want anyone in the room to leave, you just say the word and security will arrive.
She turns to him. He seems like a man of science, yes?
Yeah.
She'll take off her shades. And she'll reveal that she's, in fact, a cuttlefish.
Hey, what happened to the bonds of war and brotherhood? You had to kill 1,000 people to get that information.
He looks a little confused. Why does this robot have a fish tank on its head?
And then she'll say,
I am an experiment of the algoric, and I believe that I have this paracausal disease as well.
Are you?
You may use me to study for this girl.
Are you a fish?
Oh, I'm sorry, I can run a scan on you right now. There's a fish in your head.
Survey says yes.
Cursory ocular scans are telling me.
I'm a fish, yes.
And you are a illegal algoric experiment.
No, I am a completely legal experiment.
I can without hesitation guarantee that is not true.
okay, she turns her shades on.
Forget you ever saw me then.
Wait, no. If it seems like perhaps there might be some suboptimal rogue agents who maybe allegedly have performed out of S.H.I.E.L.D. activities beyond the instructions of the algorithm. That has been known to happen. The algoric is a large community, and if you are sure, or if you have any possibility of having this disease, which we should name, we should name this.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah. We should name
Green goopy Saurus-itis.
I'm so sorry you have Goopy Saurus.
Oh no.
If there's any possibility that you do have the same ailment, then it is my prerogative to chase that lead, even if what you are shouldn't exist.
She gets really close to him in her mech and goes,
Do you know a Terry Jones?
Professor Jones, I went to school with him. Is that...
Contact him.
I'm afraid I
If
can't.
you want to make a breakthrough in science, sir, you will contact him.
Terry Jones is dead.
No.
Yeah, he
He's
died
not.
this year. He is dead. I attended his funeral.
Did you see the body?
Did you?
No, that's not part of algoric culture. We typically reduce them down to atoms. And
She'll do like a private comms to him and drop a location to where she knows Terry Jones is.
To the
And
doctor.
say, yeah, that's my doctor. You know, my.
You're dropping.
one
Wait, you're
main-
private commsing Terry Jones, or you're private commsing the doctor in this room?
I'm well, maybe not the exact location, but the general location
Right.
of where
the
Terry
the
Jones is.
geysers.
Yes. Hey, if you want to make a breakthrough in science, you can. Anyway, I would like to go back to the family.
He's like, he seems like confused and maybe a little overwhelmed. And
I'll let
then
him cook. I'll let him
he
cook with
grabs
that
his data
information.
pad and he just like looks down at the location out by Old Town Belmac, the Xenos training forest, and the geysers out way far away from the shield world. And he just kind of like looks at you and like looks down at Lugnut, and you can see his cogs turning like, this is obviously fucking nothing, and I have a very busy schedule today. But it's clear that he isn't gonna, like, you've struck his curiosity, right? And that the possibility of a breakthrough is enough to make him chase this literal person he went to the funeral of. And then he steps out of the room and he pulls his data pad up to his head. And then the door closes, so you guys are alone.
Save this little
gonna-
fucking girl, man. I'm gonna save her ass.
You are not killing this child.
I'll not let her die.
Also, a 10-year
you guys are alone.
lifespan
You got-
maximum? Whack.
Well, it's
That's
per
some nonsense.
clone appendage, right? You know, we had
I
discussed
can't
before
afford that.
it was- well, yeah. Her leg
Pretty
was failing.
suboptimal.
You hear... What? No. What do you... Terry, is that really you? I mourned you.
Just rocked this dude's world.
They were
I
lovers.
love you.
I held your sister while she wept. What do you mean you joined the coven? Terry, you are a scientist.
If you joined a
I have here in my office right now a little girl who has a paracausal disease, and there is a squid, Terry, a squid in a robot that is telling me it has the same disease, Terry. Well, I have excellent news. We are going to get you into a room right away to do some scans and see how I can help. I'm
Great.
Algernon, by the way, Dr. Algernon. It's wonderful to meet all of you.
Oh no.
Good name.
Enter a room full of flowers.
Somebody else do something.
I would love to get some scans done. Now, legally, everything that happens in this room is being recorded. I just need everybody to know that. That includes this conversation. So, I am duty and algorithmically compelled to report everything, including all findings. And considering that you belong to a extremely hostile cult of outlaws and genetic hackers, it might not be ideal for that to be happening. Is there maybe something that you have, that feelings that you have? Please cut me off at any time.
Please cut me off at any time.
I didn't think that far. Can we take this business elsewhere?
Elsewhere.
To dinner.
Yes, of course. Are you asking if we can leave Algoric territory and talk there, or are you asking if me and you could go to a lab and begin testing?
Can we go to a private lab and begin testing without any recordings?
Well, he looks down. He looks at you, Zaccheus. And he kind of like looks around, and then he steps. He takes a step, kind of in a weird spot of the room. And I think Kit, you're the one who realizes the way the drones that watch are. There's like a blind spot that he seems to know, which he steps into, and then he basically like taps his ear and points up, and then kind of does like everywhere. Unfortunately, it is my duty to make sure that all science that is done by any algoric scientists is reported back to the hull to be fed back to the algorithm to ensure that we are as optimal as possible.
Well then, I don't consent to anything that has been said.
And then she privately messages him and goes, "Where can we do this?"
He sends a message back. He says, "Of course, yes. All guests of the Algoric are not subject to our cultural applications of our algorithm. It's very important to us that all data is collected." But he does like a little dance.
Got it.
And he points at the...
We should go to the festival.
I'm good to do that. Is Lug not going to be okay? Is she okay to come with us?
I wouldn't recommend it. There's still tests being run. We don't know exactly how far along her condition is. But you're not a prisoner here. But she is perfectly safe here, and you will have access to all of the recording devices, as well as per minute updates to her condition via your data pad. She says to Zaccheus. And constant communication as well. You'll of course have a two-way communication with her if you ever want to speak to her and not be present at the lab during any operations or testing.
What do you think, kid?
I think it's kind of cool here. It's like stuffy. Kind of like, can I get some blandies? How's the gray slop? Do you guys have good gray slop?
Do you guys do gray slop?
Oh, unfortunately, we think that the caloric intake of gray slop is actually a little too high, so we're doing more of a white slop.
We've got steak and lobster, but no gray slop.
I have to settle for steak and lobster. Everything's backwards here.
What, slop okay?
It's your decision. I'll do white slop. You go have fun, Papa. You wanted to get me in here so bad, and I'm finally here. I think it'd be kind of mean of me to leave.
Very mature child.
I don't deserve you.
Stop that, Papa.
I'm gonna get you like 10 foam fingers, some headphones, a bunch of...
One of those sticks that spin and light up.
So can you give me a Wen shirt?
I will
I'm a
absolutely
huge fan.
get you a wind shirt.
All right, thanks, Papa. She gives you a big hug.
I'm gonna give her a hug back.
We'll take the best care of her that we are capable of, and I would love to follow up. He says, pointing to Seasea, but kind of talking to you as if it's like, I am very curious about what there is to discover regarding her disease, and I'm sure that breakthroughs are just on the horizon. All it takes is a little bit of ingenuity and finding things that maybe you wouldn't expect.
I agree.
What's this? What's happening?
All right. And you guys head to the Pulse
Sign
River
language.
Music Festival. Your sister is gonna stay here with her, and like sort all that out and communicate with you directly.
Let me know if you need
as you
anything.
head. Sure will do, Papa. And you step back onto that platform, and it starts taking you there. And as you step on, like the glowing light on the outside lights up, and there's this like a almost like a NASDAQ kind of scrolling bar that has a list of your tasks kind of pulling across it for you, as if like there's anywhere you can look as an Algoric that it's not telling you your tasks. But for you, it's saying like the time at which your check-in is, and that you've already been checked in, and your belongings have already been scanned, so they know that you don't have anything dangerous, and you're being brought directly to the VIP lounge of the Pulse River Music Festival. And you head to the festival.
Oh.
The doctor has you see comes out sometime after you and is like on a separate flying plinth. That brings that.
It's like pressed up against the edge of it. He's like staring at CC.
Running tests.
When you guys arrive, there's like people wearing outfits you've never seen float down below. There are similar hover plinths kind of around down below. The stage is dinky, and then it's just a sea of people. Huge, like rows and rows and rows and rows of screens showing what's on stage.
The Vegas sphere.
The ground floor is like, you know how like at concerts there'll be like a ground level and then the seating level and then up. In this, it's the entire ground is ground level, and then there's hovering stations that are the upper levels, right? And there are a bunch of like pillars that go down along that have the screens attached to them that atop have lights, like big huge spheres, and then the glowing hex at the back of the stage like pulses and lights up, thus the festival, and then the pulse travels down light by light, heading backwards. And already like the festival hasn't had its opening ceremony yet, but like it's bumping.
I know there's millions of people here, but do we see our buddy?
He's right next
Our
to us.
cuckold
You
buddy?
do not. You do not. There's somebody at the gate like, I have a ticket!
I cheated on my wife to be here.
Well, she cheated on me. And you see big on the stage, there's the DJ. And it's a 404 who's like set into the stage, and they have like 6 arms that are all mixing a bunch of stuff. And then there are 2 mechs that have these huge ribbons that come off of them on stage, and they phase, like they go invisible and turn visible again, and they keep moving around in different spots. So you're not sure how many of them are actually up there. Like, it could be multiple that are going in and out, but there's only ever one of them visible at once, and it's like they're posed in different spots as the music goes along. And when you guys come down to the VIP station, there are more of those Nelsons, the mechs with the lances, stationed in the VIP area, and there's a bunch of separate, like really well-designed booths, kind of Romanesque. And each of them has a person present in this like booth area, and all their entourage and their guests that is just more famous than the last. There's like presidents and royalty of different planets, and it's a huge event. And the center booth, you see the Nautilus, which is the president of this planet, basically, and his large mech. And he's in a mech, and it has like a comical wine glass, and like almost like it's like a joke, basically, right?
How wealthy I am.
Yeah. That is Amala's father, mayor, president, super billionaire, runner of this festival, and your spot is right next to him.
Fuck.
There's a private booth that is for his family, and Amala Nautilus.
It's a tongue twister.
It's her spot. She basically gave you the best spot in the festival. And then your black market doctor was like, wow, this is not exactly what I expected. Who are you? We're in open air. There's no recording.
Amala is my best friend.
What? No way! Oh my god, I love her. She's so cool.
Oh, I
Oh my
know.
god, really pop.
So I think I'm married, so I'm not trying to say respectfully. You know, this is
Oh my
respectfully.
god, yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen her? Have you seen her space Insta?
Oh my god, yes. So good.
Space Insta.
It's like Instagram, but in space.
It's fake.
Like MySpace, but
but on the ground.
And you, he's like, okay, I need to interact with your biology. Is that something that can happen? Okay. Can you, I don't know, open?
Yes.
And she'll the bowl on her mech kind of switches, so it's like this.
Oh, like rotates?
And then the
That's
hatch opens up, and she kind of just flops up.
Wow, do you have a filter in that thing? Or...
Yes.
Okay. Do you just... So, wait, hang on. I have so many questions. Do you just poop in it? I don't mean to be
Yes.
crass.
It cycles through and cleanses itself. The nitrogen in my poop feeds the aquatics within the system.
Fascinating.
do you think about the
I don't know
science of
anything
this?
about robotics. And he takes out these two little suction cup things, and he's like, where is your brain?
She takes two tentacles and goes.
Okay,
And
he
points
places
to,
it
the
on either
ovular
side, and then
part,
he
yeah.
attaches it to his datapad. And the guards are nearby. Yeah, you see two Algoric footmen kind of coming over as your guys' plinth opens up and connects to the platform behind the presidential suite.
The safest place to be. Right under their noses.
Does Amala's family look confused as to why we're here?
They are currently kind of partying it up. The suites are I'd say basketball court size with these semicircular domed roofs.
Oh, okay.
And so there's lots of each one has its own bar and a dining area. It's clear that it's
box seats.
yeah, it's box seat buildings, right? And they're all hovering kind of above the crowd. Yeah, so but there are guards approaching now, because you have a Malvis ticket.
I think I would try to cut them off and present them
Okay,
with
you
a Malvis
approach.
ticket.
Yeah, you approach, and one of them pulls out a datapad and says, "It seems there might be a mix-up. I apologize. Are you in the entourage of Miss Amala?"
Yeah.
And he tries to look past you at the scientist doing holding
Doing a science?
holding a cuttlefish, looking at his datapad incredible. And then a robot in a bomber jacket.
Just vibing.
She's really been expanding her horizons, and I just feel so lucky to know her.
And how do you? Is that Amala? Is that my daughter, Amala?
God.
No, sir. I'm afraid that it looks like she is still running late. We have been trying to hail her. These are companions of hers who have been given her personal spots.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't happen to know where the Lady Amala is, do you? Because there is a very, very important performance she's supposed to put on that she actually was supposed to put on 2.5 hours ago. That has stopped the festival from beginning. And people are starting to get a little upset. So we're hoping, we've been waiting for her and her guests to arrive, that you could maybe tell us where exactly President Nautilus's daughter is. And also, is that a fish?
Oh yeah, that's just my pet. I like taking it around, but I didn't feel like carrying it, so it's kind of...
Oh God, this feels like we gotta roll something on that!
No, I feel... Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Oh God.
I don't know what you could possibly...
Charm. This feels like charm. Give me a charm.
Okay.
Give me a southern charm.
I don't add anything to that, I don't think. I wouldn't say I do.
TC's like our mascot, so...
15?
Gee, thanks. 15 is success. Well, very well. Please, join us. I'm sure the president will have some questions.
Yeah,
Regarding
of course.
Is there anything, should we expect any more guests of the lady?
No, it's just us. We were under the impression that she would be here as well.
I see. Okay, that's kind of what I was curious about. Please enjoy. And he's like, she's still not here. I'm sorry. I try. And then he walks off. It seems like you saying it's your pet was the exact kind of crazy rich people shit that he just was ready to accept.
That's what I was going for. That's what I was going for.
Yeah, and you guys walk in, and there's this just leather seat couch cushions that it's like a tiered semicircle with the pan-galactic gargle blasters on trays being brought to people. It's extravagance beyond belief, which is something that's very interesting because that is something that the Algoric generally frowns upon, because they're very, it's not optimal. Why would you do it? But doesn't seem like Mr. President Nautilus cares all that much.
Iman Schmusk.
He turns and he does a gesture, and his mech opens up, and he steps out onto his mech's own hand, and he's like, friends of my dearest daughter, and where exactly is she? He's standing on the hand of his mech.
Well, sir, I gotta be completely honest with you. I'm not quite sure. She was supposed to meet us here, and she had gifted us these tickets.
We've met before.
I'm sure we have.
You were that little boy at the big announcement. Oh my! You were supposed to be our best.
That says a lot about the other classes just never lived up to in 15 years.
The wonderful thing about you being here is so fortuitous, and bless the algorithm, it never does wrong, it never fails me. Always brings me exactly what I need. You see, my darling Amala is about to announce who our ace is going to be in the great obelisk bout against the Guardian. And wouldn't you know it, all of my aces have been dead. They just keep dying. So... what wonderful! She must have known that you were the right man for the job.
Have you?
She's such a show woman, right? She's got such a way with it. She's such a little artist, and I love that about her. It is infuriating, and it makes me want to kill her. But it is you have to admit a little bit. Wonderful.
Above table, Cece, were you able to convey to us that Tank said that... No, you didn't. You said you were keeping that to yourself.
I didn't tell anyone.
Okay.
And while you're hearing this, Cece, out of your jar, Dr. Algernon, he kind of leans down and says, "You do. You and he keeps looking back this is crazy."
Can I?
He's trying to focus. He's you absolutely have the same disease.
While this is happening, I'm going to text Zaccheus. Cece loves texting. Private
She's
text.
She's an iPhone kid. She's an iPad kid because she came out of the water.
Kid. And she'll go, say no, say no, say no, say no, say no.
And you know what? As and I don't know if you know me. I'm President Nautilus. I am kind of in charge of the algorithm. As the president, it is within my power, given to me by the algorithm, to reinstate you as our state-sponsored ace. What do you say, boy? I know you've trained for years. I know this is exactly what you've been living up to. This is your moment, my friend.
I think
Amala set this up for you, and that's just like her.
This is a very cryptic moment for you, because on one side of your, like, hollow screen or whatever, like, AI thing that, you know, algorithm right now. You're getting a spam of text messages.
The Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
You're getting a spam of text messages that show up on like your side visual that say no, say no, say no, you'll die, you'll die, you'll die, say no, say no, say no.
Well, sir.
Isn't it wonderful? Amala did this all. I'm taken with her.
I hate to disappoint you. She did bring me into this, but it was more like, what's that term for someone that you ask for advice?
Oh, I don't have that. I always know what to do.
Okay, well, she came to me as an advisor. Yes, that's the word. She
what a novel
understood.
Concept.
I know she's really been embracing that lately.
I'll say.
And she saw how well I performed, how well I honestly performed better than most folks. But she wanted to see if there was anybody in the new crop of folks that could do the job.
Oh, I totally agree. Honestly, in all this time, you'd think I'd produce an ace of similar quality. And try as I might, it seems like for some reason the algorithm is failing my ace program. And I don't know what it could be. I'm not saying there's a flaw in the algorithm. I'm just saying seems to be something wrong with the bell curve up there, in that satellite station. But I don't know. But a different ace. You are really good though, according to my data slate here. It says that you're quite proficient, and that your scores were worlds and above the current best that we have.
Is the key phrase there. I haven't even flown a LANCER in years. I mean, it's...
Is that so? Because I have here that the highest contender ace of the Megalith 404. It says here Braucus has vouched for you as being very likely the best ace pilot he has ever encountered, and helping him with his heroic destruction of the pirate MaxSat station.
So...
It does say here also that he has, there are 3 passports waiting for you from him. Congratulations. Wonderful. See, what a forgiving people we are.
Right you are.
Speechless, my boy. I love to see it. Come, yeah, there's time for that later. We can't start until Amala gets here, so, oops. Why don't we have a drink?
That sounds fantastic.
What did you say your name was?
Zaccheus. Zaccheus P. Dunbar.
Ooh. Yeah. Could we... Zaccheus.
You zhuzh it up.
Maybe we could do like a... Battlestar. What do you think? Come, Megabot, let's tell me all about this. Your exploits up on the MaxSat station. A huge financial catastrophe for the MaxSat Corporation, might I add.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this video, we would really appreciate it if you'd like, subscribe, or leave a comment. It really goes a long way to helping us grow this channel, if for no other reason besides the fact that it makes us feel good. See you next time.